Affirmative action has been struck down in the Supreme Court, and hoes are mad. The Supreme Court has upheld racial preference since 1978, with the landmark Regents of the University of California versus Bake case, where the court at the time maintained that schools could use affirmative action as a factor in admissions. Now, the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment demands that no state shall deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. It's a pretty fancy way of saying don't discriminate on the basis of race. Now, the Students for Fair Admission filed a bunch of lawsuits against public and private schools, and the Supreme Court took two of them. One against the admissions policy of University of South Carolina under the 14th Amendment, and the other against Harvard under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act. And the result? The Supreme Court ruled that both schools' policies were unconstitutional. Here's what Justice Clarence Thomas had to say on the matter. In the wake of the Civil War, the country focused its attention on restoring the Union and establishing the legal status of newly freed slaves. The Constitution was amended to abolish slavery and proclaim that all persons born in the United States are citizens, entitled to the privileges or immunities of citizenship and the equal protection of the laws. Because of the second founding, our Constitution is colorblind and neither knows nor tolerates classes among citizens. It's pretty straightforward stuff, but Biden, of course, didn't like the decision. He's been getting roasted lately for his CPAP strap marks on his face, as well as his criminal son getting off scot-free from federal charges that would put, well, any normal person in prison for years. Here's some of what he had to say.
Sorry to keep you waiting a few minutes.
You can already see that he's struggling to put the words together for what he wants to say.
45 years, the United States Supreme Court has recognized the college's freedom to decide how to build diverse student bodies and to meet their responsibility of opening doors of opportunity for every single American. In case after case, including recently, just as a few years ago in 2016, the court has affirmed and reaffirmed this view that colleges could use race not as a determinative factor for admission, but as one of the factors among many in deciding.
So to save you from going through the rest of that garbled mess, Biden offered an alternative way of school admission called adversity standard. This standard would look at an applicant's socioeconomic circumstances and the difficulties they had to overcome to qualify for college. These difficulties would then be measured after the applicant met all academic standards. Of course, this runs into the problem of being unconstitutional by proxy of trying to use racial benchmarks, but, who cares about that, Then Biden ended with this.
President Biden, the Congressional Black Caucus said the Supreme Court has thrown into question its own legitimacy. Is this a rogue court?
This is not a normal court.
You know what's not normal, Joe? The false agenda that you pushed on Clarence Thomas during his Senate hearings to try and smear him.
It's a tough day and tough night for you, I know. Let me ask, do you have anything you'd like to say? Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Senator, I would like to start by saying unequivocally, uncategorically, that I deny each and every single allegation against me today that suggested in any way that I had conversations of a sexual nature or about pornographic material with Anita Hill, that I ever attempted to date her, that I ever had any personal sexual interest in her, or that I in any way ever harassed her. This dirt was searched for by staffers of members of this committee, was then leaked to the media, and this committee and this body validated it and displayed it at prime time over our entire nation, how would any member on this committee, any person in this room, or any person in this country would like sleaze said about him or her in this fashion?
Things seem to be coming back around to bite Joe in the rear end. I'll add some sprinkles to the end of this video and leave you with this.
You